A short film is a film that isn't long enough and doesn't have a long enough duration time to be considered a feature film, which is a normal length one. A typical short film is between 5 and 10 minutes long, significantly shorter and different to a full-length film. Short films tend to be relatively simple and easy for the audience to follow. Characters. Unlike a feature film, typically a short film will consist of 2 to 3 main characters maximum, whereas feature films often consist of a wide range of characters. The reason for this is due to the length and the complexity of a short film. They do not allow enough time to develop complex backstories for multiple characters, therefore making it difficult for the audience to identify with the characters and develop an understanding of each of the characters' backgrounds, also where they stand within the film itself. The locations are limited to 1 or 2. Again, this is due to the simplicity of the film. At a maximum, there will be 2 to 3 different locations, and this ensures that the production costs are kept low as well. Also, short films tend to attempt to be as simple as possible. If a short film uses more than 2 or 3 different locations, it often makes the film too hard to follow and can confuse the audience. The duration, as I stated before, a typical short film lasts between 5 and 10 minutes running time. However, this is a general statement because they can be both shorter and longer than this. The premise of short films tends to take an everyday situation that is easily identifiable for the audience and then flip it on its head. Often this is referred to as a twist. This helps to attract the audience's attention and lure them into pursuing watching the rest of the film. The storylines of short films tend to be simple and easy to follow and will be based over a short period of time, unlike feature films. The dialogue is limited and there is a clear focus on developing characters through imagery rather than extended dialogue such as detailed conversations between 2 or more characters. However, a voiceover is often an exception to this convention. The narrative structure of a typical short film tends to follow Todorow's theory of narrative. This is known as classical realist narrative. It consists of the equilibrium, which is everything that is in balance and normal, then the disequilibrium, which is where a rupture occurs. This is a problem that disrupts the narrative itself, and then there's finally the new equilibrium. The problem is then resolved, balance is restored through although there is often a change to the original equilibrium that is clearly noticeable to the audience. As I said before, short films often consist of a twist. Nearly always short films do this, and this is a moment with an element of surprise that could also shock the audience. A useful way of seeing the twist is the twist being the punchline of a joke. The budget for a short film generally tends to be quite low due to the independent nature and the lack of locations and equipment required to make the final product. The general rules for making a short film, while there are specific codes and conventions for short films that most consist of, these can be challenged and broken. Essentially, the medium of the short film gives you complete creative freedom to experiment. The situation of a short film usually takes an everyday situation that each member of the audience can identify with. For example, brushing your teeth first thing in the morning, and then flip it on its head in some way. This allows the viewer to relate to the short film, but at the same time intriguing the viewer.